Hello, this is Juniper of Solavi Studio, joyfully uniting nature-inspired perceptions with evolving rhythm. Today is Freedom Friday. Welcome to my backyard. So there are times in my life when I just go on autopilot. I get so busy and there's so many activities and there's so many things that just like, okay, now it's time to brush my teeth. Okay, now it's time to try to get some sleep. Okay, now it's time to get up. And now I need to make food, and now I need to clean this thing, and now I need to drive to this place, and now I need to go and pick this up, and now I need to make sure this happens. So it's very easy to just get caught up in all of that busyness and all of those responsibilities. But there are little moments in the day that you can use. And one of the things that I found is that I love dry erase markers. I'm fortunate that my bathroom is fairly private, so if we have guests over, they don't use my bathroom. We have a bathroom downstairs that is for guests. And this may not, I don't know if you have a communal bathroom in your house or what your comfort level is, but for me, I love to take a dry erase marker and write things on my mirror. And it's funny because my daughter will do the same things if she needs to remember something, or she'll just write it on her mirror with dry erase, and it comes off very easily with window cleaner or just wiping with a piece of tissue or something. But one of the things that I would like to write on my bathroom mirror is a small little poem that I wrote. I guess maybe not a poem, but words that are meaningful to me. On Wednesday, I watched Valerie Love's new moon ritual, and she spoke about writing a pyramid. And if you're interested in watching that, please watch the video. It's very, very good. So I drew out my pyramid and trying to focus my intention of what I wanted, what my big goals were, not how to get there, but just what my vision is. And so I filled it out, and then I started reflecting on on a simple little way of saying it, so that I can just read a short group of a few words and be reminded. So this is what I came up with. Creating beauty and inspiration while striving to preserve traditions gifted to us by our ancestors. So a little bit about me. One of the things in my life, I love to know how things are made. I love to know how things are done traditionally, which is why I've gotten like a fleece straight from the sheep, washed it, spun it, dyed it, and made a garment with it. I love knowing how things are done. I love to sew, and I love, as Valerie Love says, I love stitch witchery. That's something that I find very, very soothing. And so my long-term vision is to, I guess I could preface it also by this. In my state, there are a lot of First Nation pieces of land. And one of the big movements that have been happening is due to a cultural assimilation. A lot of the First Nation people's cultural traditions are possibly becoming lost. As the elders age and pass on, those traditions, because traditionally, through our government, the cultural assimilation was mandatory, and practicing those cultural traditions was forbidden. So as these elders are getting older, a lot of those things are fading and being lost because the younger generations aren't learning the cultural traditions that they have. Things like, well, in my area, things like how to traditionally make the canoes, because there's a big canoe race every spring to launch. It's a traditional celebration where they launch their canoes and they have canoe races, and but the traditional way of making those canoes are being lost. And also from the tribe in my area, making things out of cedar bark, making hats and baskets and other things out of cedar bark, that's another tradition that's being lost, as well as language and songs and the music. And so there's a big push, especially from the Lummi Nation, which is very close to my house, but although there are other little pockets in this county, that they are trying to teach, to pass on the traditions to the younger generations so that those traditions, those cultural heritage things won't be lost. And that's something that's always really touched me. And through this process of globalization, I feel called to, I would love to travel the world learning handcrafts and songs and culturally specific things. Are you on up, Mo? From around the world. I have 6 different types of spindles from different countries, and it's just people have learned how to spin fibers in by creating different types of spindles. So, or on the spinning wheel, or on. So there are a lot of different methods, and I would love to travel around and just learn the different weaving methods, the different basketry methods, the different songs, all those things that are unique to that particular area of the earth that they came from. That's how the earth spoke to those people, and those cultural traditions are important, I think, to preserve. So I would love to create a fair trade network so that through the process of globalization, those cultural traditions are not lost, that people can have that connection to their ancestors and to the area in which they live that makes life on earth more enjoyable, as well as having the modern conveniences of plumbing and proper sewage disposal and having enough food and internet access and those sorts of things. Because I love what technology has to offer, but I do feel passionately that the ways of our ancestors should also be observed, preserved, and respected. Because a lot of the times in the weaving of the cloth, in the baskets that people made, there's designs put in there, and those designs have spiritual meaning for that group of people. So to preserve those spiritual meanings for those cultural traditions, that's what I want my legacy to be. Whether it's in this country or in other countries. Let's see, is there anything else? So what is it that you feel really drawn to? What do you feel that your spiritual guides have been hinting toward you as your legacy? Blessings on your day.